My name is Jesse. Welcome back to my channel, JaffyDuck Productions. So, today we are going to be discussing, recapping, and reviewing iZombie Season 4, Episode 2. Now, as per usual, before we get into it, this will definitely be filled with spoilers for the episode. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out and then come back. Alright, so this episode's called Blue Bloody. Liv eats the brain of a despicable dowager, and she must determine which of her disgruntled servants killed her. Clive and Bosio work on their relationship. Alright, let's just hop right into it. So, this episode opens up with two very rich, not elderly, but like older women, I'd say 50s, 60s-ish. I don't see them being any older than that. It opens up on them golfing, and they're rich, they're annoying. She even looks at her caddy at one point and says, I think you'll grow into that face. Maybe not those ears, but yeah, he'll grow into that face. And so, yeah, we go from there. She gets a golf ball to the eye, and she's dead. Thank God that woman was, oh my God, no. Really, really rich people just tick me off. They believe it would have been an accident, but because she was facing the driving range. Problem is that somebody was down by the water trap, the pond, and they bolted as soon as it happened. So, if nobody had noticed this person, it would have just been written off as an accident. So, of course, they have to search the pond, and they find a lot of garbage down there. Golf clubs, the little things, little wheel caddy things so you carry your clubs around on, a full suit of armor, which I feel like is a reference to something, but I don't know what. Let me know down in the comments down below if I'm missing something there. And they find a golf ball gun, and Clive tests it out, and yeah, it's got some range. 100 plus yards away, and he hit the side of a police car and put a big old dent in it. When like the golf ball implanted itself in it. Scared the crap out of the uniform guy standing beside it. But yeah, they did all that, and then so Clive goes to say, yes, so this is definitely, and Robbie jumps into murder. Clive gives him a look. Robbie's like, what? You don't own the word. I'm like, why is this a thing? It's hilarious, but why is it a thing? Yes, so, very powerful. Robbie finishes murder line. Robbie's currently a human. Liv decides to have a martini brain, so like the little olives are brain pieces. Not the greatest montage of stuff, and really quite boring, really. To me, at least. And we cut over to Angus, that is Blaine's father, preaching. Oh my God. When he has a vision off of fresh brains he's had, he acts like it's vision from God. Believes his son to be God, like some of the words his son said to him in the well, like raise an army and do this, do that. He believes it to be God. I don't know if he's playing it or if he's believing it. It's months upon months of being alone in a well with only his son up top feeding him. He's probably more than a little insane. So, from the little sermon he was doing, we cut over to the black market. And that Fillmore Graves soldier is going to his dealer. This is the guy that deals out the brains that he provides for his cut of the share. Turns out $200 short, so he fires him. And the guy's like, "Yo, you can't fire me." And anyways, he ends up getting stabbed. And at this point, the congregation and the preacher show up. And a couple good lines here. Strip them of their brains and ill-gotten brains and money. Sinful heathens. We need a world ruled by the righteous undead. Bah. Alright. So they round up all the zombies selling brains, or humans selling brains, or whoever the hell is selling brains, steal all the brains, steal all the money. When they're offered more money, they're like, "Nah, we don't need it." And then they just start killing all of them. So I'm assuming they're going to eat the humans and leave the zombies. Hell, they might try to eat the zombies. God only knows with these guys. Frickin' religious nutbags. So we cut over to Clive and Dale. Bosio? I don't know how to pronounce her last name properly. But Dale. They're having some issues. And yeah, they don't go into it, but they will later on in this episode. And Liv pops in. So Dale leaves. Liv shows up to thing. She gets in Clive's backseat. Expects him to drive her everywhere. Was looking for the privacy divider. And yeah, privacy divider. Calls her Miss Daisy, and it's definitely a socialite brain. It's painful to watch. It's just, I think she does an excellent job of pretending to be this person on this brain, because I really, really find her annoying this episode. I can't stand her, and she does a very good job of being somebody I can't stand. And so we cut over to Major and his new recruits. This is the first time out and around, and it's their first. So we cut over to Major and his new recruits. They're about to go on their first patrol with him. They are unarmed, and yeah, they're rough. They argue. They start getting into fights with each other. And so they're rough kids, but Major stays consistent with them. He's always got the same level of voice. He's always consistent. So if they ever do really fuck up, I think Major is going to put them in their place, and they're going to be. It's going to be a tactic where they're going to be just stunned. So finally we go out with Clive. We catch up with Clive and Liv again, and they are at the estate of the older woman. They are packing. It's being packed up, and somebody, turns out to be the chauffeur, is directing them where to go. So they are directing them where to go. So they are packing up all the pianos and stuff. He's directing them. He's in charge. So Liv's insulting them, calling them clubfoots, make a comment about her being trapped in the walled city of New Seattle. How would her son get to them? Mrs. Brinks is such a good person. They go to interview that was the gardener. They go to interview the cook, and Liv is trying to make a hot toddy, and she can't get the micro heater to work. A microwave? So nobody's seen the jewels. They notice on a painting, but she does have a wall safe and a hacker dude comes, like the weird makeup dude that looks kind of goth / a magician. Do I know him? Like, am I blanking on who this guy is? I vaguely remember him from a previous season. I don't know. I don't actually care that much. Just open the damn safe. Don't care. Just open. Why is everybody lying? She calls Major a dumb toy. Calls Major a dumb boy toy. So we cut. After saying that, we cut over to later that night. She's in bed. Major's talking about his day and his recruits. She's like, "How about you play the strong silent type tonight, boy?" or something. I'm gonna give you what I like to call the Lonnie Anderson. I don't even know why I'm doing a southern accent. I apologize. Or whatever the hell that accent was, actually. I don't know why I looked up Lonnie Anderson. I don't know, but I did. From what I could see, she was a sex symbol in the 70s and 80s. Not like a porn star or anything, but she was, had a couple major TV roles and movie roles where she was like today's Jennifer Lawrence or stuff like that. Like somebody people found very attractive, and yeah, sex symbol in the 70s and 80s. Was once married to Burt Reynolds. They've had a very messy divorce, very public and just messy breakup where stuff is still coming out, and I just don't want to get into it, and I don't know why I looked this up. I don't know. Anyways, so we cut to the next morning. Major's like, Lonnie Anderson was a next level maneuver. And of course, he has to say that while Robbie's still there. But she has a vision during this time with this conversation with when they close or open a window. I can't remember. And when that happens, she has a vision and realizes that the golf gun she's seen before and it's used for gophers. So yeah. And the gardener originally had it. So we know it's one of those three. Clive doesn't your driver live 9 holes in at the club? That's what she's going to do before she goes into work. Which, first of all, 9 holes at a club, you don't have a club membership. How are you going to get in to play 9 holes? Fuck Robbie, you can be pervy. Oh. So while Liv's doing that, Clive goes to Robbie. Robbie's busy doing something, and Clive comes in for a conversation. And he's like, it's personal. Like of a sexual nature. Robbie goes from a very serious, like, work face to, I have all the time. God, Robbie, you can be pervy. Clive's issues with Dale are sexual. They've tried mutual masturbation. Since Dale is a zombie, they can't have sex without turning Clive into a zombie, so they haven't been having sex. Condoms don't help with it. So they've tried mutual masturbation. Weird. And he wants something to temper his sex drive. So there's an anti-anxiety meds or anti-stress meds, something like that. That will, one of the side effects is a tempered sexual drive. And so yeah, while they're talking about it, Liv walks in and she makes weird comments about his sexual thing. I'd want to talk. And she's like, do you want to talk about, well, you can go back in there and talk about your junk with Robbie or something like that. And, or you could listen to what I have to say. And I'm like, I want to talk about my junk with Robbie. Personally. Than to talk to Liv when she's like this. So, it is definitely one of, So So she eventually spills what she saw in her vision, and so it's definitely one of their servants. I just don't like calling them servants. Like, that just feels wrong. Anyways, it's one of them. It's one of those three, specifically, that know about the golf gun. The gardener, the chauffeur, and the chef. Am I playing Clue? Anyways. So, Clive's idea is he's going to bring them all in individually and talk to them. There's something else? Oh, yes. Sorry. Before we get to any of that, our dear old daddy preacher is going through the streets and throwing brains around. Come, all are welcome. Come join us, my children. Blah, 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 blah. And wrapped around brains are like, kind of like gum packets. So you unwrap the brain, you pop the brain in your mouth, and it's come to this church at such and such a location. So, yeah. Young girl comes up, can I buy brains? You can't. You don't need to buy brains here. They're free. Gives her free. And a bunch of little other kids come out. Probably homeless. Probably got kicked out by their parents or something. Oh my gosh, you've got an army of little minions. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. That is scary to think about. Oh my god, yeah. So, we get back to the police station. Finally, little hacker dude got through the thing. The code was 083010. So that'd be like August 30th, 2010 for some reason. So each servant gets $1 million. And each servant gets $1 million. So they call them all in for interviews. The driver's not only a chauffeur, but he's also her little boy toy. So she's actually essentially hiring him out as a prostitute for herself. Chef's son has a heart defect. Gardener's daughter is a zombie. Please hit live because she needs to shut the fuck up. None knew about them getting money. Killer, maybe they killed her. Maybe somebody killed her because she just freaking deserved it. Safe held jewels and the will. And the code, August 30th, 2010. We'll get to, that's actually important. We'll get to that in a moment. We cut over to Major. He's on patrol. A bunch of humans are pissed off that this one proprietor is serving zombies. So they put a Z on his door, I believe. A human tries to walk in. They scare her away, like physically threaten her away. Patrol walks around. Major's being very polite, trying to move them nicely. And the recruits badmouth them. Anyways, the humans decide to leave. Bump into the recruit. And the recruit says something. They steal her helmet, and they all chase after them. This went wrong so quickly. Fucking humans are assholes. And misogynistic, by the way. They went after the female recruit. I'm like, teach these guys a lesson. And they get him down. The frickin' woman scratched him. So now there's all that, and somebody filmed that. So I'm not sure if he actually... Well, I'm sure we'll find out in the next episode when they either crush her head or don't. If she actually scratched him. And so we'll find out, because I wouldn't be terribly surprised if he just scratched himself to make it look like she did. But he did bring his friend to kill him, so who knows. So yeah, we go back to Clive. He's figured out who's programmed the safe. The safe combination and the date is the birth date of the chef's son. So chef programmed a safe. She killed her for the money because her son has a heart defect and she needs 20 grand to get him out of the city safe. she's like, we'll do anything you want, just get my son to safety. And she begs Clive to do it. Clive says, no, it's against the law, I can't do it. God damn it, Clive, get the boy to safety. So we cut over to Clive and Dale. Dale found the meds. She confided Clive about it. Liv's brain ran out, so the lack of sympathy she had for this boy is now gone. So she now is full of sympathy. Something stupid, Robbie. So they both go. They get the boy. They get their hearse for the thing. And they're both going to pick up this. The way where they need to go is a cordoned off portion of the city where zombies aren't welcome. Zombies are just killed on sight. It's just humans, and it's hard to control. So this is kind of where the underbelly of New Seattle is, and where the coyote or renegade or whatever she is, oops, whatever that is for the boy to sneak the boy out of the city. So they use the excuse that they're picking up a dead body, which is good cover, but he needs to talk to his supervisor because he didn't hear anything, and it's Major's the supervisor. He let them through even though the recruits saw the boy in the back, which, boy, stop freaking moving. You have a heart condition. Just lay the fuck still. So they get to, it turns out, a laundromat. They go to the wrong person. The coyote, or the renegade, or whatever, is Mama Leone, so it's a woman. And I wonder if it's a throwback to the... I kind of been wondering if Mama Leone is a throwback to the original comic book, which it's deviated quite a bit from, but still. Let's double check here. So this is a not-for-profit. The $20,000 is to pay off people. Paying off people is a lot of money. So she's sending them with it. She decides to mess with Robbie. Like, they can't come in the same entrance. They can't leave the same entrance they came in. And she's like, oh, I have a hidden entrance behind this dryer, in the back of this dryer. Do you want to just pop in and try to open it? But she's messing with Robbie to get a laugh. She's like, told you I could get the tall man to crawl into the dryer. And I loved it. I love this lady. I'm hoping that they're building her up for more of an arc this season, because that sounds awesome. Well done, team. Alright, so there's two main scenes that end this episode. One is creepy, one is frustrating. So Liv and Major have a fight. Major is pissed off that Liv used their connection to potentially traffic a human being outside of the facility, outside of New Seattle. This is his job. This could result in his death, others' deaths, whatever. And yeah, and she disapproves of his life choices, and it's a constant thing. This having sex because they can now. It's gotta stop, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but like, I'm kind of floored. Like, Major, you saved a child's life. Any other time I know Major, he'd be fucking happy about this. And Liv would be proud of what Major's doing. He's trying to change stuff from the inside. I am utterly confused by this. And I hope they flesh it out a little more, because will they, won't they with Major? I kind of like that they were together. There wasn't any will they, won't they, will they, won't. I'm tired of it, so deep breaths. I am very frustrated by that part, but the creepy part I loved. The creepy part was we go back to the congregation. He's a very creepy priest, and that congregation has quadrupled easily in size. So, yeah, a bunch of religious zombie zealots. Yeah, that's what New Seattle needs. Boy. Alright, and on that note, I will rate this episode. I really want to rate it lower because, God, that was an annoying character. Somewhat predictable ending, but not really, because it really could have been any of the three. They could have made a very sappy story for any of the three, but I like that they went with, it was the kid, and they need to traffic him out of there. I like that, I really do. So I am definitely going to say, I love a lot of aspects of it. I give it 3.5 out of 5. Brains. Blue brains. Let's go with blue brains because of blue bloody. As in blue bloods. Anyways, so let's go with 3.5 out of 5 blue brains. I enjoyed this episode. I had problems with this episode. My problems weren't that big. I still enjoyed myself through the majority of it, and suddenly near the end, I was very, very confused by motivations of characters. So I hope that doesn't carry on throughout the rest of the season. But yeah, I'm still hopeful. I'm still loving it. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. Why are you listening to me here? Alright, I love you guys. If you like this video, like it. If you aren't subscribed already, subscribe. And yeah, meet me down in the comments down below. You know all the good stuff. Do all the good stuff, guys. I love you. Bye.